Hey everyone, welcome back. Today we're exploring the question of when the book of Revelation was actually written. Many people believe it was written after 70 AD, during the reign of Emperor Domitian around 95 AD. Let's start with a significant verse from Revelation itself. In Revelation 11, John is told to measure the temple, indicating it was still standing. Revelation 11 verses 1-2 says, "Then I was given a measuring rod like a staff, and I was told, 'Rise and measure the temple of God and the altar and those who worship there, but do not measure the court outside the temple. Leave that out, for it is given over to the nations, and they will trample the holy city for 42 months. If the temple was still standing, this suggests that Revelation was written before it was destroyed in 70 AD. After that date, the temple was in ruins, and any mention of it would likely be in the past tense. In addition, Revelation identifies Babylon as the city where their Lord was crucified, Revelation 11 verse 8. This is a clear reference to Jerusalem, not to Rome or any other city, strongly indicating that the focus of the book is on the fate of Jerusalem. This ties Revelation's prophecies closely to Jerusalem's judgment and destruction, aligning with an early date before these events took place. The time statements. Revelation opens with a sense of urgency, the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show to his servants the things that must soon take place. Revelation chapter 1 verse 1. And it emphasizes that the time is near. Revelation chapter 1 verse 3. These statements are repeated throughout the book. If the events were written about in the 90s AD, this soon expectation wouldn't align well, as no catastrophic Jewish-centered events took place in the years immediately following 95 AD. However, if it was written before 70 AD, then Jerusalem's impending destruction would align with the urgency expressed. John's statement about being in the tribulation. In Revelation chapter 1 verse 9, John says he is a companion in the tribulation, indicating that he and the early church were already experiencing the persecution that Jesus warned about in Matthew chapter 24. This tribulation is linked to the generation of Jesus' time, which again supports a pre-70 AD date. The 7 churches in Asia. In the letters to the 7 churches, it's implied that there were only 7 churches in that region at the time. After 70 AD, Christianity spread rapidly across Asia Minor, so it's more likely that the book was written during a time when the church was still smaller, before the growth that followed the temple's destruction. The Judaizers were still present. Revelation 2:9 and 3:9 refer to those who say they are Jews and are not, indicating that Judaizers were creating problems for Christians. This aligns well with the context before 70 AD, when tensions between Jews and Christians were high. After Jerusalem's destruction, such tensions would have likely diminished, as Judaism faced its own crisis. Philadelphia's name. In Revelation 3, the city of Philadelphia is still called by that name, yet historical sources show that the city was renamed Flavia in 82 AD. This provides another hint that Revelation was written before that name change, pushing it earlier than 82 AD. Peter's letters. Peter, writing before 66 AD, warned Christians in Asia about a coming trial, using the same Greek term perasmos, as Jesus did in Revelation 3:10. If Peter's warning aligns with Jesus' words in Revelation, it supports an early date, placing Revelation closer to Peter's time. The 42-month siege. Revelation 11 verse 2 predicts a 42-month trampling of the holy city, which mirrors the actual length of the siege of Jerusalem from 67 to 70 AD. It's notable that Revelation describes this event as future, which would make sense if it was written just before 70 AD, but less so if it were written decades after. The number of the beast, 666. Some manuscripts list the number of the beast as 616 rather than 666. Using gematria, Caesar Nero adds up to 666 in Hebrew and to 616 in Greek, suggesting Nero as the likely figure for the beast. Nero's rule ended in 68 AD, making this reference most relevant to the pre-70 AD period. The sixth king in Revelation 17. Revelation describes 7 kings, with the 6th now reigning. Starting with Julius Caesar, Nero would be the 6th emperor. Since Nero's rule ended in 68 AD, this suggests Revelation was written during his reign. The new temple of God's people. Revelation chapter 21 describes God's presence with his people. reminiscent of Paul's statements about the church as God's temple in 2 Corinthians chapter 6, verse 16. This concept existed well before the physical temple's destruction, aligning with a pre-70 AD understanding of God's new temple among believers. Parallels to the Olivet Discourse. Revelation mirrors the warnings in Jesus' Olivet Discourse, found in Matthew chapter 24, which was directed toward events expected in Jesus' own generation. If Revelation is John's extended commentary on these prophecies, it's likely written with a near-future focus, aligning with 70 AD as the time of fulfillment. John's age. In Revelation chapter 10, verse 11, John is told he must prophesy again before many peoples, nations, tongues, and kings. If Revelation were written in the 90s AD, John would have been quite old for this type of active ministry. Taking all of this together, the temple's existence, the references to imminent events, the association with Nero as the beast, and the Jewish persecution context, we have a compelling case that Revelation was written before 70 AD. If that's true, then the book's prophecies are closely connected to the destruction of Jerusalem and the end of the Old Covenant age, a momentous event that signaled the dawn of a new covenant and a new way for God to dwell among his people. Thanks for watching. If you found this interesting, please like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Let's keep exploring these ancient texts together.